Tonight, Azimio One Kenya leader Raila Odinga threatened to hold a series of demonstrations across the country to protest the ouster of the 4 dissenting IEBC commissioners. Remarks that have been met with disdain from Deputy President Raila Odinga, who has challenged Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka to place their children at the front line of the demonstrations. The commissioners, Justice Nyang'aya Irene Masit, Francis Wanderi, and IEBC Vice Chair Juliana Cherera, are this week expected to face the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee in Parliament over their conduct during the general elections. Sydney Chazima starts us off.
Pressure is mounting over the impending ouster of the 4 dissenting IEBC commissioners, alias the Cherera 4. Azimio One Kenya's Raila Odinga has now threatened mass action should the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee in Parliament prescribe their removal.
We'll have a meeting with the people of Nairobi at Kamkunji grounds to ask them if they accept that these commissioners should go home.
The commissioners, Justice Nyang'aya, Irene Masit, Francis Wanderi, and Vice Chair Juliana Cherera, are expected before the committee to explain their conduct during the announcement of the final results of the presidential election. But in this process, Raila alleges a sinister plot.
An independent electoral commission is the referee. It cannot be appointed by a player. So we will not allow the Kenya Kwisha regime to impose a commission on the people of Kenya.
But Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who of late has not shied away from verbal attacks on Raila, had a rejoinder.
Same people are asking the people of Kenya to go back to the streets because Parliament is doing its work and is an independent institution. The people of Kenyans are telling them if they want the people of Kenya to go to the streets, they must lead by example.
Rigathi now wants to see Winnie Odinga and Kennedy Kalonzo on the front line of the demonstrations.
If you want street protests, it is okay. But for them to take place, let your daughter come from Arusha, let your son come from Arusha, and physically lead the demonstrations, and the rest of Kenyans can follow.
Raila promises that the whole country will rally behind his cause.
We will then do the same thing in Mombasa. We'll do the same thing in Nakuru. We'll do the same thing in Kisumu. Do the same thing in Kakamega.
With the country and political class now awaiting Raila's next course of action, it will be interesting to see whether the 4 dissenting commissioners will appear before the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee on Monday and Tuesday after Raila urged them to boycott the summons. Sydney Chazima, NTV.